Hello, you guys. Good morning to you all around the world. It's another day. It's another reaction. Today we're gonna watch a Fern video again, and this Fern video is called "The Plans to Assassinate Hitler." I don't think I have to introduce Adolf motherfucking Hitler to anybody of you. But we're gonna watch a video about him and how he almost died before the war even got really bad. I believe there were multiple assassination attempts on this guy for good reasons, and he survived them all. Unfortunately, he was a really lucky bitch. He was extremely lucky for some reason. Yeah, we're gonna watch that Fern video and see how it is. Here we go. I hope you enjoy it with me.
Adolf Hitler is giving a
Oh, this is 1939. Okay, crazy. This is literally just when it all got really, really bad.
speech in a beer hall in Munich. Right behind him in the column, a bomb has been hidden away.
No
and
way.
It is about to go off.
I didn't
The
even know
German
about this
carpenter
one.
and Nazi opponent Georg Elser has planned this moment for months. He knew Hitler would be here tonight. He knew when exactly the Führer would give a speech. Elser installed explosives with a time fuse. At exactly 9:20 p.m., his bomb is supposed to detonate.
But it didn't, right?
The explosion causes the entire ceiling above the podium to collapse. 63 people get injured, 8 die. But Hitler isn't one of them. He left the beer hall earlier than expected at 9:07 p.m. Georg Elser failed. But this was just one of many attempts to assassinate.
I'm telling you guys, this motherfucker was the luckiest of them all. Dude, he survived so many of these. This is actually insane. We really tried, you know? We really fucking tried, but for some reason he didn't die.
Hitler, one of almost 40. Today we take a look at some of the most spectacular plans to rid the world of the Nazi leader. Why did they all fail? How did he keep getting away? Was Hitler just that lucky? Or was there more to it?
Fern. Great channel. Go subscribe to Fern, guys.
This is Henning von Tresckow, a first general staff officer in the Wehrmacht. At first, he's a supporter of Hitler when he seizes power in 1933. But that will soon change. Tresckow's turning point comes in 1941, when Germany attacks the Soviet Union. He thinks Hitler's invasion is military madness. He thinks they will lose the war.
It was military madness, by the way. He went all out, like the Soviet Union, going for the UK, of course, at the same time. You know, just expanding in all directions at the same time. And then obviously the Japanese made the mistake to attack Pearl Harbor at some point. And then, you know. And then the greatest anti-fascist movement started in 1945 when the, Americans entered the Normandy, the beaches of the Normandy, or all of France. That was a great anti-fascist movement.
But Tresckow also has moral concerns. He knows about the mass murder of Jewish people. He knows what the regime is doing. A resolve forms within him. He's convinced that this mad dictator must be stopped at all cost. And in spring of 1943, Tresckow makes his move. He manages to persuade his commander-in-chief Günther von Kluge to invite Hitler to Smolensk in the Soviet Union. Here, Tresckow is stationed, and the Führer agrees. On March the 13th, 1943, he makes a stopover in Smolensk on his flight from Vinnytsia to his headquarters in East Prussia. At lunch, Tresckow asks Lieutenant Colonel Heinz Brandt, who is traveling with Hitler on the plane, for a favor. Brandt is to deliver a package containing 2 bottles of Control cognac to a friend of Trescow's in East Prussia. Tresckow tells him that he lost a bet. Instead of 2 bottles of alcohol, however, the package contains a bomb with a detonator. Tresco wants to feign an airplane accident. His co-conspirator, Fabian von Schlabrendorf, secretly activates the time pencil and then hacks.
What are these names, dude? By the way, I want to say this real quick. These animations are great, right? That's so amazing. I really like this. With the sounds, the sandy sounds and everything, they're super cool.
Sends the package to Brandt. The plane takes off at around 3 p.m. On board are Hitler, Brandt, and the bomb. The bomb is supposed to explode within an hour. Schlabrendorf set the timer by crushing a glass vial filled with a corrosive liquid in the time pencil. The airplane should crash at about the height of Minsk.
Doesn't go off, right?
But Hitler lands in his headquarters unscathed. Brandt had packed the package in the cold cargo hold. The acid detonator had frozen. Tresco immediately calls Heinz Brandt and tells him that he accidentally gave him the wrong package. The next day, Schlabrendorf flies to East Prussia, exchanges the package with 2 bottles of cognac, and defuses the bomb. Producing videos like this one takes a lot of time, and we actually deal with math and science quite a bit while building 3D scenes. A great way to approach such challenging subjects is Brilliant. Brilliant is a platform that helps you learn new skills across various subjects.
Didn't we have Brilliant yesterday already in the video? Crazy. Wait, no, it was the last Fern video we had Brilliant. I can't remember. We had a lot of Brilliant
programming
lately.
And artificial intelligence. With thousands of interactive lessons, you can customize the content to fit your needs and work through exercises at your own pace. For example, Brilliant offers a course on probability. You will learn the basics and how to make predictions using probability theory. If that's not your cup of tea, there's a vast library of other topics. New lessons are added every month. If you want to check out Brilliant, you can get started today. Scan this QR code or visit brilliant.org/fern and try it for free for a full 30 days. You'll also get 20% off an annual premium subscription. The link is in the description.
Thank you.
Tresco's assassination attempt failed, but he didn't get caught either. In fact, he was part of a sworn circle of military resistance fighters determined to kill Hitler, and they were far from giving up. A key figure in the group was Lieutenant Colonel Klaus Schenk Graf von Stauffenberg. Over the years, he became the head of the military.
This motherfucker hated Hitler like crazy. You know, he really tried to kill him. He really tried so hard, and he died for it.
Conspiracy. Tresco and Stauffenberg were close companions, and they were always looking for a new opportunity to eliminate the Führer. They didn't have to wait for long. Fast forward 9 months. This is Axel Freiherr von dem Busche. He's an officer, almost 2 meters tall, blonde, and has blue eyes. He truly embodies the Nazi ideal. This appearance is supposed to provide him with the perfect opportunity to kill Hitler. Von dem Busche and a group of other soldiers are to present the new Wehrmachtsuniform to Hitler at his headquarters. Von dem Busche plans to use a hidden British hand grenade to blow himself up along with the dictator. But then in Berlin, a railroad wagon is destroyed by an Allied bomb. It contained the new uniforms. No uniforms, no presentation. The meeting is postponed.
Dude, there's no way. It's almost fucking divine intervention. It's so crazy, and it's one of the worst people to ever walk this planet.
By then, von dem Busche isn't an option anymore. Just 1 month earlier, he was seriously wounded. One of his legs had to be amputated. Instead, Stauffenberg now wants the 21-year-old Lieutenant Ewald Heinrich von Kleist to trade his life for Hitler's death. The young lieutenant takes his time to think about it and agrees. Von Kleist is ready to do the job and prepares. But Hitler cancels the appointment on short notice. On July 7, 1944, the presentation of the new Wehrmacht uniforms finally takes place at a castle near Salzburg. This time, Major General Helmut Stief is chosen as the assassin. He too is part of the resistance group. The odds of success are extremely high. An explosion at that distance is nearly unsurvivable. It's the perfect opportunity. Then, at the last minute, Stief hesitates and backs out. Sure, he wants to see Hitler dead, but he isn't willing to sacrifice his life for it.
Yeah, understandably
Yet
so.
the group around Stauffenberg doesn't give up. They plan a new attack. This time, Stauffenberg wants to do it himself. He aims not only to kill Hitler, but
This one is the one that is most talked about, I believe. It's the one at the Wolfschanze. They will talk about this right now, where there was a meeting and there was a bomb right below his desk, like where he sat, and he somehow survived it, by a miracle. Like the bomb even went off right next to him and he somehow survived it.
also to bring down the entire Nazi regime in one coordinated strike. In the early morning of July 20th, 1944, Stauffenberg and First Lieutenant Werner von Haeften fly from Berlin to the Führer's headquarters. Stauffenberg is to report on the Eastern Front at a meeting with Hitler. It presents the perfect opportunity for Stauffenberg. He plans to arm 2 bombs in his briefcase, place it near Hitler during the meeting, and leave the room before the bombs go off. Then he plans to fly back to Berlin, where he and other resistance fighters plan to take over power after Hitler's death. At the Führer's headquarters, Stauffenberg learns that the time of the meeting has been changed. Due to a visit of the Italian dictator Benito Mussolini, it is moved forward by half an hour. At around 12:15, Stauffenberg pretends to want to change his shirt. Together with Haeften, he wants to secretly activate the time fuse for the bomb before the meeting begins. But they get interrupted and told to hurry not to be late for the meeting. Therefore, they can only arm 1 of the 2 explosives. So Stauffenberg doesn't pack the second one and leaves it with Haeften. He then enters the meeting. He puts his briefcase down near his target at the end of the table. Hitler and the bomb are now separated by only about 1.3 meters. Stauffenberg gives his report and then immediately leaves the room, supposedly to make an important phone call. Everything is going according to plan. A few minutes later, Hitler leans over the table to further discuss war strategy, and the bomb detonates. Stauffenberg watches the explosion from 200 meters away and is certain Hitler is finally dead. He flies back to Berlin with Haeften to continue Operation Valkyrie. They plan to blame the SS and the Gestapo for Hitler's death. Then they want to take power and put an end to the Nazi dictatorship. But Operation Valkyrie failed. In the meeting room, the pressure wave caused the ceiling to collapse, and there's now a gaping hole in the floor where the briefcase once stood. The loud explosion ruptured the eardrums of almost everyone present. 4 people die, almost all of the others are injured. Only 2 people got off lightly. One of them is Adolf Hitler. The fact that Hitler...
Imagine that, dude. Imagine that. That's so crazy, right?
...leaned over the table during the explosion saved his life. He was only thrown slightly upwards by the force of the explosion. If Stauffenberg had also placed a second bomb in his briefcase, the explosion probably also would have killed Hitler. With the failed assassination attempt on Hitler, the planned coup to end the Nazi regime also fails only a few hours later. Stauffenberg and the 3 other main plotters are shot that very night in the courtyard of the Blender block. Those are the headquarters of the General Army Office, and it was the heart of military resistance.
And it took 1 more year.
200 other co-conspirators also get executed. It is the last known attempt to assassinate Hitler. On April the 30th, 1945, Hitler committed in the Führerbunker in Berlin. Why did Hitler survive again and again? In old photos and video recordings, we almost always see Hitler walking around alone. That was part of his image as an invincible, untouchable dictator. But in reality, Hitler had made many precautions to protect himself. He had many highly trained bodyguards. A special security service checked all routes and locations meticulously before Hitler arrived. His whereabouts were top secret. He was always well protected when he traveled by train, car, or plane. He had his own pilot and cook. He always had his meals tasted by his personal doctor before he started eating, all to minimize the risk of an assassination. Besides these security precautions, Hitler pursued a special tactic. He allegedly once said, "Das einzige Gegenmittel ist ein unstetes Leben," which
Das einzige Gegenmittel ist ein unstetes Leben, which basically means that he has to be unpredictable and he has to change things on a whim all the time.
Means the only antidote is an unsteady life. He often changed his routes, cancelled trips at short notice, came earlier to meetings than planned, or left events earlier than expected. We don't know if and how a successful assassination would have changed Germany's history. What would have happened if Hitler had just stayed 13 minutes longer in the beer hall in 1939? Could millions of Jews have been saved if one of almost 40 recorded attempts would have succeeded? Or would someone else in the regime simply have taken his place? We will never know.
Crazy video. Claps to Fern yet again. Really good video. Man, we gotta watch more of those. They have so many videos I wanna watch. I have barely like scratched the surface of this channel. We're gonna watch more together, and also we're gonna watch more other videos, of course. I plan to do like one daily, but I'm probably not gonna maintain that schedule because I have so many other things to do at the moment. Thank you for watching this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it a little bit. I'm sorry if I spoiled here and there, and I apologize, but I'm also excited about this topic in general. Like World War II is kind of like the topics I really, like reading about or watching videos about. I think it's a very, important time in especially our history as Germans, of course, and the world's history in general. A lot we can learn from that. Maybe one of the more important times we've been through. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you in the next one. Tschüss, 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 bye bye.